Welcome to Hodges Fieldhouse for the second game of this doubleheader between Iowa Central and NIACC. Now it's the men's turn, and this is not going to be any easier of a game for the Trojans, or for the Tritons rather, as the Trojans are also ranked, not quite like top 5 like the women's team are, but they're number 12 in the recent poll that came out yesterday. So it's another tough task for this Triton team, but there's been a couple times where they've lived up to it, because they had a game against Marshalltown earlier in the year, and you wouldn't think that we'd be able to beat Marshalltown, but we did.
Exactly.
And you wouldn't think that we'd be able to beat Iowa Lakes here a couple of weeks ago, but we did.
Exactly. And we took Kirkwood to basically almost, it could have been an overtime game.
Yeah. So the Tritons do a really good job of rising to the occasion when it's necessary, and they're going to have to do that again tonight against this Trojan team.
And for the Trojans team, between Quentin Hardick, DeAndre Robertson, and Wendell Matthews, all three of them are above 15-point per game scorers.
Yeah.
So they have multiple threats, and DeAndre Robertson isn't a starter for them, so he's coming off the bench giving them a spark plug. So that's gonna be something you gotta watch out for coming into this game.
Yeah, and like you mentioned about Robertson, the dude came off the bench in their last game on Saturday against Southwestern and dropped 32. I mean, come on. That is a huge advantage to your team. Someone can come off the bench and score 32. That's crazy.
Yeah, and just he kind of reminds me of like a Lou Williams in the terms that he could be a starter on this team, but for all intents and purposes, in terms of strategy, game planning, it's better for him to come off the bench, and he's better suited giving a spark plug, being that offensive leader for that second unit.
All right, it's time to introduce the starting lineups for tonight's game. First, for the Trojans, number 0, James Harris. Number 3, Orrington Hamilton. Number 5, Quentin Hardrick. Number 12, Wendell Matthews. And number 22, Chandler Dean. The Trojans come into this game with a record of 17-3 and are coached by Mark Moll. Now for the Tritons, first at guard, number 10, Kane Kramer. Number 12, Royshawn Webb. Number 20, Dallas Bailey. Number 24, Cameron Jenkins. And finally, number 30, Jaden Kephart. Tritons come into this game with a record of 9-14 and are coached by Dennis Pilcher. So like we were mentioning, everyone knows NIACC for their women's basketball program, but their men's team is just as good.
They really are. They're just as potent, just as tough in every aspect. So
you can't just sit there and slouch on this men's team either, because if you do, they're going to come back and they're going to kick your butt. Yeah,
they're going to blow you out the water. And we were talking about the women's team averaging about 97 points per game. So do the men. They're averaging just as much.
Yeah, they light up the scoreboard just about as much as the women's team does. So we'll see if that pattern continues for them tonight, as we're just about ready to get this game underway.
And something to look for in this game is size disadvantage. Just looking right here, you can see size disadvantages all over the court. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they try and play this. NIACC wins the tips, and they're gonna start with possession of the ball.
Gonna start with a pull-up jumper. They're from, I believe it was Quentin Hardrick. Let's just bury a 3 at the start of the game, because I can.
And like women, like men, they're gonna come with that full court pressure.
Yep, it's darn near a NIACC trademark at this point. Here's Jenkins. Kephart, back to Jenkins. Pull up for 3, no good.
And if as a coach, you gotta be mad because there were guys there ready for the offensive rebound, but they just went down the court and kind of let it be.
Three-pointer is good for James Harris. He had a man right in his face, and he just didn't care.
Yeah, and at this level, you got to be able to knock down the three just basically effortlessly. Especially the way the game is changing these days. People are relying more on the three-point shot. And turnover there from Dallas Baylor is the one passing that.
That's going to go out of bounds.
They're going to give this ball back to the Tritons. They're going to say last touch, Quentin Hardick.
Just underway here in game 2 of this doubleheader. It's quick 6-0 start here for NIACC, and that's not going to help Tritons game much there. Going to inbound it here. Eventually ends up in the hands of Harris. Harris driving. Nice move, just wasn't able to get it to go in. We're going to have a foul call. I believe they're going to get Chandler Dean.
Chandler Dean is first team foul.
That's sometimes the consequence of playing aggressive defense the way that NIACC does, is you get some of those fouls like that.
Yeah, and some of those early fouls in the backcourt, they're not helpful, but you rather have those than just silly and ones.
Royshawn Webb attacking there, draws the foul. He went way up on that. It's there for a very brief second. I'm thinking, is he gonna put this man on a poster?
That would have been very fun to see. I was more or less worried he was gonna get called for a charge.
Yeah. First free throw is good there for Royshawn Webb. This place would have gone wild if that would have gone in.
It really would. It really would have, because you don't get to see that much at this level.
Hardrick, in and out, no good. Rebound by Hamilton. Hardrick over Dean. Dean will fire for three. In and out, no good. Rebounded this time by Dallas Bailey. Royshawn Webb going to work against Harris. Finds Bailey all alone. Shot no good.
Yeah, it seems like both teams just been getting warmed up. It seems like it's just back to. It seems like this is just a round of shoot around right now.
Yeah. Someone might have put a lid on the bucket here, but it's fine. Bailey looking, finds Jenkins. Kramer fires for three, in and out, no good.
And like you were saying before, that lid is on tight right now. Neither team can seem to get their jumpers to fall right now. As both teams probably put up a total of like 20 shots, and 6-2 is our score.
There's Harris. Nice move inside. Shot no good. The move was nice. The shot was not.
$1 million move with a 10-cent finish.
Kephart driving inside. Finds Kramer. Pull-up jumper. No good. Rebound by Webb. And that pass just swatted out. That was Wendell Matthews. And that all ended up over by where our friend Paul is over there taking pictures.
We can't have him breaking his camera.
No, we definitely cannot.
He takes some pretty good pictures for track too, so I need those photos.
Royshawn Webb hits the three-pointer. That's going to help the Tritons really get going, because they only had that one shot that went in for them. So
yeah, and it's like the girls' game the guys' game is kind of acting the same. It's kind of been slow moving, kind of slow starting to make more of a defensive battle to start.
Well, I think Chandler Dean heard you, because he just buried a three-pointer there. And here comes that patented full-court pressure. Jenkins is able to beat it. Finds Kramer and hands it back to Jenkins. Goes inside.
Great use of the inside hand to avoid the shot blocker right there.
Mm-hmm. He's going to be rewarded with 2 free throws. That's already the second foul on Chandler Dean, so
looks like we're going to be seeing a sub here.
Probably. That'll be something to keep an eye on as this game progresses. First free throw is good. There for Cameron Jenkins. And you called it there as Chandler Dean heads to the bench.
I think I'm pretty good at calling the subs. Not so much the timeouts though, as we saw from last game.
It's going to be replaced by number 25, Christian Kelly. 9-7 game here, about 4 minutes into the game. Three-pointer, no good. They're from Hamilton.
And that's the second tip pass Dallas Bailey has had stolen so far this game. He's got to be a little bit more careful with the basketball.
That was nicely done there by Matthews, because that was a bit of an awkward fast break kind of deal there, and he handled it beautifully. Bailey finds Kephart. Kramer. Cameron Jenkins finds Kephart wide open. Buries it.
Now with these Tritons, you can't leave him wide open like that.
No.
Okay? Just give him plenty of time to shoot. There he will bury it.
Back to a 1-point game.
And so far, NIACC hasn't really taken advantage of the size advantage they've had so far this game. It's been more or less jumpers taken outside.
And that layup was no good there from Hardrick. Here's Jenkins. Over to Webb. Kramer left wide open. And he just buries that one as well.
And it looks like the Tritons are starting to heat up here.
Yeah. Well, when you leave guys that wide open on back-to-back possessions, I mean, you kind of expect that.
Yeah, coaches has to be frustrated right now, going against defensive game plan.
That shot was no good there from Hardrick. Now here comes Jenkins, goes right by Hardrick. Layup no good. Over to Hamilton, nice spin move. Shot no good though. Even the Iowa Central fans here were impressed by that move.
Yeah, and if he could have finished that,
Ooh.
and looks like we're gonna get a charge call here. As Roshan, he might have gone away with the block last time.
Yeah, that didn't. I mean, you could hear that hit the floor, which is kind of concerning because we're so far away from the floor up here in the booth. So I'm glad that everyone was up and okay after that.
Looks like DeAndre Robertson checked into the game for the first time.
Keep an eye on him.
And that tip in is gonna be good. Christian Kelly was the one to tip that one in.
About 6.5 minutes into the game. Tied at 13 here between Iowa Central and NIACC. Bailey looking, finds Webb, fires for three, no good. Rebound by the Trojans. Harris looking. Thought about the three there, but passed it up.
And just bad shot there.
30-second timeout. Iowa Central.
Looks like Iowa Central's going to call a timeout here. 12:59 remaining here in the first half. Game is tied at 13. We might be in for another wild game here, kind of like the last one was. So we'll see what ends up happening. We'll be right back here on the Triton Nation Network. Welcome back to Hodges Fieldhouse. About midway through the first half. Been a very competitive game so far. Nice move there from Bryce Armstrong, who's just checked into the game for the first time. Bailey Looking. Nice move inside. Layup is up and in. James Harris over to Christian Kelly inside. That bucket is up and in.
And if you're a kicker, there's nothing you can do about that. Just the amount of height you're giving up.
Yeah, that was Trey Sampson with the bucket there for the Trojans. And like you were saying about the height, Sampson's 6'7". He's the tallest guy out there by, at least 2-3 inches. So Bailey looking. Finds Armstrong. Armstrong, pull-up jumper. Not even close.
Yeah, might rest that shot there a little bit with the shot clock coming down.
Just a little bit. Harris resets. Inside to Sampson. Tried to go for the dunk on somebody, but looks like he got fouled. I believe they're going to get Jenkins for it.
Kevin Jenkins is his first. Second team foul. Trey Sampson shooting 2.
First free throw, in and out, no good. Second free throw is good there for Sampson. Jacorian Dalton has checked into the game for the first time for the Tritons. He's number 40. Dalton is also 6'8", so trying to combat the 6'8" Sampson a little bit here.
Yeah, and let's see. I want to see how this matchup turns out because it should be interesting to see.
Yeah, you got 2 big men now, so you can go shot for shot with one another. Looks like Webb dribbled that one off his foot, out of bounds.
This kind of evens up the height matchup I was talking about earlier, where Tritons were at disadvantage to start out the game. And a couple of NIACC's buckets came off of that size advantage because Kane Kramer ended up having to get stuck on somebody who was 3-4 inches taller than him.
Going to have a traveling call there on Joshua Walker. Mark Mull was not happy about that at all. I could hear him up here yelling at his players. That's quite a long ways from NIACC's bench. That voice carried quite a bit.
Yeah, and I know if you're one of those players, you just want to put your head down and avoid him.
Jenkins with a nice shot fake there. Gets a little floater out of it. That shot fake just made that defender just go right by him.
Yeah, and he got himself in great position for the floater right in the middle of the lane.
Sampson finds Lane. Now Walker back to Lane. Fires a 3. No good. Rebound. Still loose, but got captured by Bailey. Now here come the Tritons. Armstrong, nice move inside. Pass is stripped away. Walker, no good. Rebound by Sampson. That shot is no good.
Jacorian Dalton stayed in perfect position so he wouldn't get called for the foul there.
Good observation there, and that was really good defense there from Dalton. Bailey, that was a pretty jumper.
And the Tritons have been getting some nice looks so far in this first half, moving the ball around, getting some dribble penetration, and getting into good position to get some easy looks.
30-second timeout.
Looks like NIACC called a timeout here. I think this is going to be a full timeout.
Yeah, it was kind of weird because there was just a slight delay in the timeout call. And
everybody was just kind of staring at the coach.
Yeah. So, but like we mentioned, we have a timeout call here. 9:41 remaining. What's been a very entertaining first half so far. Iowa Central with a 3-point lead against the 12th ranked NIACC Trojans.
They've been playing a very
Yeah.
efficient game so far to start out, holding NIACC to 14 points, and while them at the same time finding good shots, not forcing anything. They did have the one forced shot and on that spin, but outside of that, they've been pretty good so far.
Here come the Trojans. Hamilton thought about 3. Instead, he hands it off to Lang. Hardrick.
Seems like they're laying off a Hardrick. They want to dare him to shoot the 3.
Shot no good there from Kelly. Yeah, I noticed that earlier because I believe it was Kephart who was guarding Hardrick, and he just paid no attention at the three-point line whatsoever. But you better guard Cameron Jenkins at the three-point line because otherwise he's going to do that.
Yeah, and he's been really good for the Tritons so far this year, just being a spark for them anytime they needed it.
Looks like we have a foul call here. We're going to call it on Bryce Armstrong. That's going to be his first. They inbound it to Lane. Find Hardrick.
And they just leave that man. They just leave him wide open, daring him to shoot the 3.
Yeah, he hesitated on that one for a while, but then eventually hit the shot. We'll see if they continue to leave him that open.
They might close up a little bit more since he has shown that he can at least hit the shot.
Jenkins going to work here against Lang. Finds Webb. Webb is blocked. That's going to be thrown off of Dalton there by Sampson. Yeah, the crowd's definitely starting to get into it here. We had a opposing offense and defense chance there during that possession. So now the crowd's really starting to get into it, and I like it.
Yeah, it's always a good vibe for the game when you can get your fans into it.
Three-pointer is good for Hardrick. I think they might guard him a little bit more tightly at the three-point line now because now he's hit 2 in a row, which has tied the game.
Yeah, and maybe the gameplay coming into it was just leave him open. He might not have been shooting a good percentage, but definitely now you're in game, so you got to make some in-game adjustments.
Dalton going to work. They're going to call him for a travel. He was going up against Wendell Matthews there, but tried to pull a move on him, just got called for the travel.
Yeah, he hesitated once Kyle Lane came through. He was trying to swipe it from underneath. That might be the reason why he got called for that travel there.
Under 8 minutes remaining here in the first half. Game is tied at 22. Here's Hardrick driving inside, finds Lane, fires for 3. And it is good for Kyle Lane, and now NIACC has taken the lead. Eventually over to Webb. Armstrong, Bailey fires for 3. No good. Here come the Trojans. Long pass ahead, too tall.
And this NIACC pressure from the men's side hasn't seemed to be as much of a factor as it was on the women's side. As we can see here, they've been breaking the press. They've been breaking the press pretty well.
Kephart looking over to Webb in the corner. Pass to Bailey. Kick out to Armstrong, and he nails the 3. Good ball movement there on that possession. Leads to a three-pointer for Bryce Armstrong. Game is tied once again.
Yeah, there's a few moments there that ball could have been forced, but they moved the ball pretty well and ended up getting a good shot out of it.
Three-pointer no good there for Hardrick, but some sloppy ball movement there. Turn it right back over. A triple team there on Matthews leads to a wide open shot for Hardrick.
Yeah, Hardrick's starting to get into a rhythm now. That's his third basket so far for the game.
Kephart being pressured here, and we have a foul call. We're going to get Hardrick for the foul.
Hardrick is first. 14, Trey Sampson remaining for NIACC.
Trey Sampson is checked back into the game for NIACC. So now you have the 6'8" Sampson with the 6'6" Matthews. So definite height advantage now for the Trojans.
Yeah, and Dallas is definitely going to have to cover 1 of the 2. So it'll be interesting to see what they do defensively.
Inside to Sampson.
Looks like they can put Dallas on him. Probably close to the size of it.
After the scrum there for that loose ball, Hardrick was able to recover very nicely and hit the jump shot. A lot happened very quickly there, so good on NIACC to be able to recover from that.
Yeah.
Armstrong coming inside. Nice move there from Armstrong.
Yeah, it only took him 1 dribble to get straight to the basket. That was a great move by him.
Kyle Lane just comes right back. That was pretty right there.
Yeah, we're starting to see a little bit back and forth action coming in now.
He got him with a nice little move there that led to a nice three-point shot. That was very well done there from Kyle Lane. Looks like the Tritons call a timeout. 4:51 remaining here in the first half. It's a 5-point lead for NIACC. This has been, like you mentioned, it's been back and forth. This has been very entertaining so far, and I hope this keeps up.
Yeah, it's been a back and forth game so far. I don't think Coach Pilcher liked it so much. That's probably why he called this timeout. But it's been back and forth. Offensively, they've both been clicking pretty well. NIACC's pressure really hasn't gotten to the Tritons so far as we thought it might have. They've been able to move the ball well, swing the ball a little bit, dribble penetration, and get some nice looks at the basket.
See how the Tritons respond, because NIACC's put together a nice little stretch here because they've scored on a few possessions in a row, gotten some stops. We'll see how the Tritons respond.
That shot there was off. Good. It was a good attempt, though, right there.
Nice job there from Dallas Bailey picking off that pass. Armstrong looking, finds Jenkins, fires for 3.
That one
Buries
is
it.
good. Yeah, Jenkins has always been a reliable source for Tritons, averaging over 17 points a game for them.
Kyle Lane in the corner, short. Now here come the Tritons. Either tie or take the lead. Webb over to Jenkins. Jenkins looking. Almost lost it, but was able to recover. Kephart finds Armstrong, fires for 3. In and out, no good. That rolled all the way around the rim and then came out.
Yeah, they did a little ring
Those
around
stink.
the rosy.
Those stink.
You just gotta prepare yourself for the next shot right after that because you know that one's supposed to go in.
30-second timeout, NIACC.
Looks like NIACC coach Mark Mull he's less than pleased with that sequence. He calls a 30-second timeout. 3:39 remaining. It is a 2-point game. And it's just like we said the last time out a couple minutes ago. It's just been real back and forth. It's been very close, very competitive. It's exactly what you want in a basketball game if you just want to, because we all want to watch a good game.
Yeah, and this game is following up just what the women's game was like. Very competitive. We've been seeing them play really well throughout this first half of this contest, and who knows? We might be seeing an upset on our hands. As we know, NIACC is ranked number 12 in the country right now. So a win here would be key for Iowa Central right now.
Here's Hardrick driving inside, kicks it out. Sampson pull-up jumper, buries it. The big man's got a nice little shooting stroke as well, so I have to keep an eye on that as the game progresses. a little bit of a pressure here, but not much.
Yeah, it's more of like a light 3/4 press.
Here's Bailey. That pass is stolen away by Hamilton. We have a foul call here. I mean, in a way, that was probably a good foul because that would have been, probably it had been a layup on the other end.
Or who knows, maybe a dunk.
Duke Carey has checked into the game for the Trojans. He's number 2. Hardrick, wide open. Buries it. I think that him being left alone earlier in the game, I think that made him angry.
Yeah, and that might give him some confidence. And now he's hit 3 threes so far in this first half, so look for him to keep doing that.
Nice move inside there from Foster. Just wasn't able to get it to go in. Then Quentin Hardrick, he just comes right back and he does a nice little Euro step move there against Kendrick Foster and just gets it to fall. I mean, you really can't guard a move that's that good. And now all of a sudden, it's a 9-point lead here for NIACC. Here's Foster. Finds Aspen LaPointe. Jenkins for 3. Buries it. And that's the response that the Tritons needed.
Yeah, a couple of bad possessions you had for the Tritons right there. Coming back with a 3, it's pretty much the greatest equalizer.
Here's Sampson going to work against Bailey. Pass inside to Matthews. Turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound by Bailey. Here come the Tritons. Foster to Jenkins. LaPointe. Foster. Floater. Rattles in.
Yeah, good ball movement right there. Nice weaving. They had a nice weave going in there, and Foster was able to get a nice basket from it.
Just over a minute remaining here in the first half as Carey fires from deep, and the bank is open.
It's pretty late. I didn't think the bank was still open.
Yeah, we have a foul call here. Let's say that shot looked way long, and it just goes right in the net. It's like sometimes you'd rather be lucky than good. That was a turnover by the Tritons, not a foul call. Either way, Trojans have the ball. Sampson underneath, and now we have a foul call.
That one's going to be on Dallas Bailey. That's going to be his first. It's been relatively quiet. It's been relatively quiet for the foul situation so far for this game. Nobody's really been in deep foul trouble.
And we kind of like that. That's a nice flow to this game. It's not being constantly interrupted by whistles, shooting free throws, all that. Because we kind of slows the game down a little bit.
It does, and it leads away from. It takes away from the action.
2 for 2 at the line there for Trey Sampson. It's a 9-point game again. 53 seconds left here in the first half. Inbounded to Bailey. And they'll reset. Armstrong gonna take it inside. He just went right after Sampson.
Yeah, he was not afraid of the height disadvantage.
Gets up. Looks like Armstrong was limping a little bit as he gets up and walks the free throw line. They're gonna call that foul on Sampson.
Yeah, it was a little bit of hip-to-hip contact there, which I know from experience that hurts a lot.
First free throw is good there for Bryce Armstrong. Two for 2 for Bryce Armstrong. That's 7 points for him. He's going to head to the bench, possibly get checked out. .44-37 game as we're just about to the end of the first half here. Thought about the three, but instead passed it to Hardrick. Hamilton has it again. Sampson, carry, back to Sampson, fires for three. No, oh,
And the
got the bounce.
And the big guy coming in with the three.
Clock is running here, Kephart. 10 seconds left, and they're gonna have a foul.
And I'm not quite at the bonus yet. 6 fouls, 16 fouls. So one more, if they foul one more time, it would be in the bonus.
They're going to call a foul there on Wendell Matthews. That's his first. Like you mentioned, a pretty quiet first half when it came to fouls. Here comes Webb. Pull-up jumper. Short. Rebound by Sampson. Just heaves it down court. That's going to be the end of the first half. Very entertaining first half. NIACC was able to pull away just a little bit in the last few minutes. And is going to head to the locker room with a 47-37 lead over the Tritons. Now there's going to be a performance from the Iowa Central dance team coming up during halftime, so stay tuned for that. But we'll be back for the second half, about 15 minutes, here on the Triton Nation Network.
For your halftime entertainment, please help me in welcoming the Iowa Central dance team. The dance team is coached by Cassidy Vermeer and Stephanie Hood. Tonight, they will be performing their competitive pom routine that placed first in the state among all the other community colleges. With a fun theme, upbeat and energetic choreography, you will for sure be entertained. Put your hands together once again for the ladies of the Iowa Central dance team. team. And a reminder, fans, just have some time to purchase those 50/50 raffle tickets to help support the softball team and go out and purchase some of those baked goods for the volleyball team. out your 50-50 raffle tickets. Coach Rick Sanquist of the Iowa Central softball team is going to go ahead and draw the winning number. We're waiting to find out exactly how much it's going to be for the winner. Okay, your winner is going to get $78. Here we go. The winning number is whoever's got 0195017. 0195017. Gotta be present to win. Who's got it? Mr. Josh Howe is our winner.
Welcome back to Hodges Fieldhouse. Just about ready to get the second half underway here between the Trojans and the Tritons. Great first half. It was very entertaining to watch. But Quentin Hardrick is leading all scorers right now with 18 points, which I think because they kind of left him alone there for a little bit. They really didn't take him too serious at the three-point line. I think that made him mad.
I don't know if that was just bad game planning or if it was legitimately he can't shoot that well.
Well,
I would have to look at the stats again, but they purposely left him wide open.
yeah, but
And he's hit 4 threes so far for the game, so
yeah,
I think that's going to be coming to a halt.
Yeah, so they'll probably be paying a little bit closer attention to him here in the second half. They got 20 minutes to chip away at this little 10-point deficit they face. It absolutely no reason to abandon your game plan or anything like that.
Exactly.
Just make your shots, execute on offense and defense. He'll be back in this game in no time.
Yeah, they're just one decent run away from taking over this game.
Let's hear it once again for our halftime entertainment, the Triton Pep Band.
A Triton Pep Band here, as always, providing the beats for the halftime, which we always appreciate when they're here. Their energy is infectious.
Exactly.
Second half underway. Kramer looking. Puts a little move on, but that ball goes out of bounds. It's going to stay on this end. .20 on the shot clock here for the Tritons. Inbound to Kramer, fires for three, buries it. Nice play coming out of bounds.
Yeah, great pass, catch and shoot, made it easy for Kramer to knock that one down.
It's a good way to start the half for the Tritons. That was a nice play there to get inside to Matthews.
Yeah, that was a nice high low there, taking advantage of the height. Get a nice easy bucket.
Now Jenkins finds Kephart. Back to Jenkins. Bobbled the ball a little bit. It's loose. Stolen by the Trojans. Here comes Hardrick. Goes right around Kephart. Shot's no good, though. Here's Bailey. Kramer. Now Kephart. Kephart looking. Finds Kramer again for three. And again buries it.
Looking to start off, they're looking to go on a little run here to start off the half, and they've been doing pretty well so far. Getting stops on possessions on the defensive end. Now they've hit 2 3 so far.
After the turnover, they find Bailey. Bailey finds Jenkins, fires for three. In and out, no good. Here come the Trojans. Hardrick. Pull-up jumper. Short. Rebound by Hardrick. And he gets the foul. Bucket and a foul. That was nicely done by Hardrick.
Interesting call because I didn't see anybody touch him like on the second putback.
You might notice there in the background, you see Chandler Dean stretching out his leg, and then you see our mascot Try is sitting behind him, mocking him. I'm trying so hard not to laugh at that right now. Free throw is good. It's 52-43. That's 21 points so far tonight for Quentin Hardrick.
That's already he's already way past his average for per game.
Pass is stolen away. Harris looking. Pull-up jumper. No good. Rebound by Dallas Bailey. Here comes Webb. Finds Kephart. Kephart back to Webb. Fires for three. No good. Here comes Hardrick. Pass to Matthews. Nice move. Layup is up and in.
And the pace of play has not changed since we've gone into the second half. It's been just as fast.
Pass almost stolen, but Bailey is able to retrieve it. Jenkins, nice move inside. Layup up and in for Cameron Jenkins. That's 15 points for him.
And he's been having a good game so far, just being a reliable source for them on offense.
Three-pointer is off the mark there for Kelly. Good effort play from him trying to get that long save. Just wasn't able to quite get there. Oh, look, I stand correct. Looks like he was able to throw it off of the Iowa Central players, so it stays on this end. But they weren't able to get a bucket out of it. I thought for sure that was going to be Triton ball there to start with, but
yeah, I had spaced. I didn't have a good angle on it. I couldn't really see what happened there.
Dallas Bailey with a bucket there, and we have a turnover.
Yeah, seems like miscommunication there. Threw the ball way too far ahead. Triton ball.
Orrington Hamilton is checked back into the game for the Trojans. Hardrick will head to the bench. Aspen LaPointe is into the game for the Tritons as well. He's number 23. They had a good play there inside to Webb, but it was good defense there from James Harris. Swatted that one out of bounds.
Great inbound play right there. As Bershon Webb gets that bucket right there.
I don't know if that play was supposed to go to Webb like that. I think Bailey was just supposed to just take the shot, but it worked out nonetheless. So.
Yeah, a little bit of unselfishness that ended up working in their favor.
Pass inside to Matthews. Long pass to Hamilton. Hamilton draws the foul. I'm going to call the foul on Dallas Bailey. That's going to be his second. Hamilton will shoot two. First free throw is good for Orrington Hamilton. 6-foot sophomore from Naples, Florida.
That's pretty far away to come out into this cold.
Yeah. I know. You know, with the extreme cold we had last week, he's probably wishing he was back home.
Oh yeah, I know he would. I know he was. He probably was just used to 60 degrees and sunshine.
Still going to stay with the Tritons after the bit of a scrum. Webb finds Bailey. Armstrong. Pass is deflected, but ends up in Kramer's hands. 5 on the shot clock. LaPointe drives inside and beats the shot clock.
Great possession there from the Tritons. They didn't lose their composure or anything. Just found themselves a nice look and got a great bucket off of it.
And NIACC coach Mark Holland not happy at all because with that possession ends up calling a full timeout. 15:33 remaining here in the second half. It's a 4-point game.
And Tritons right now they're doing their thing. They're getting into the lane, getting easy looks at the rim, while on the defensive end, closing in the lane and forcing them to take jump shots. Which this NIACC team, they started off very slow to start off the second half.
Yeah. But we mentioned that before the second half starts, like if you just execute on both ends of the floor, you're going to find yourself right back in this game. And about 4.5 minutes in, that's exactly what they've done, and it's a 4-point game.
Yeah, and they've been playing a very sound game. NIACC's gone on a couple of quick runs, that's the reason why they're up and that's why the score is as what it is. But I have faith in the Tritons in their game plan right now. They've been executing it very well. So and that's why they're right into this game.
Trojans looking for a response now. Kyle Lane is checked back into the game for Trojans. He's number 4. Harris fires for 3, no good. Rebound by Bailey.
Dallas Bailey's been a beast on the board so far for this game, in this game, and for the whole team. He's been doing the dirty work down low.
Here's LaPointe, finds Bailey. Three-pointer is good for Dallas Bailey. Sometimes that's the reward for doing the dirty work underneath the glass. You get rewarded with a good three-point look.
And right back, those 3 points might be coming right back as they get an and one right there.
Christian Kelly with the bucket there. Going to call a foul on Bryce Armstrong. That's his second.
Might be a questionable call because Bryce Armstrong was there with his hand straight up. He might just brought his hands down a little bit.
Free throw is no good. Back to a 3-point game. Armstrong looking, finds Bailey. LaPointe wide open.
That one's short.
Yeah, you could tell that right when it left his hand.
Yeah, it kind of came off his hand a little bit funny.
Here's Harris. Pass is deflected and stolen by Bailey. Webb going inside. Goes right after Sampson. Gets the bucket and the foul.
And now we're just looking at a 3-point game right here. Scratch that, 1-point game.
Yeah. 3-point play.
3-point play, I mean.
Yeah.
3-point play, 1-point game. Now make that a 0-point game.
Royshawn Webb with the 3-point play gives him 10 points, but more importantly, ties the game at 57.
And this is very similar to what we saw in the women's game earlier as they on the dot.
Yeah, it's like I had to mention that it was tied, didn't I?
Yes.
3-pointer by Kyle Lane gives NIACC the lead right back. Webb looking over to LaPointe. LaPointe driving, looking, finds Armstrong. Armstrong has it stripped, but we're going to have a foul call.
They're going to say he reached around before he got to the ball.
I mean, it looked a little bit from up here like when he swatted the ball, he got some hand as well. So
it wasn't quite long enough to make it clean.
That's going to be the second foul on Quentin Hardrick. 20 seconds on the shot clock here for the Tritons. They inbound to Bailey. Back to Armstrong. Pull-up jumper. No good. Here come the Trojans. Hardrick finds Kelly, who just goes right to the basket, gets the bucket. 62-57. Just over 13 minutes remaining here in the second half. Bailey finds LaPointe. LaPointe looking. Back to Bailey. Fires for 3.
And
Good.
That one's good. 2-point game we're looking at now as he hits that one. And that gives him 12 for the game.
Sampson looking. Nice move there against Dallas Bailey. He's able to use those long arms to go right around him. Gets the bucket. Here's LaPointe in front of everybody. Gets the layup to go in.
Yeah, that must have been a mental lapse on NIACC's part. Just
Yeah.
left him wide open.
Long three-pointer is good for Kyle Lang. He doesn't care about how far it is from the bucket. He's just going to fire the shot up anyway. Here comes Webb to LaPointe. LaPointe over to Kramer, fires for 3. No good. Rebound by the Trojans. 5-point lead here for NIACC. Look to extend it right here. Hamilton In and out, no good. Rebound for Bailey.
And it looks like they're going to slow it down a little bit for this possession. Get a set.
Passes right through the hands of Kane Kramer. That's going to be a turnover. Cameron Jenkins is going to check in, replacing Aspen LaPointe. Pass was too long there for Wendell Matthews. That's going to be a turnover. Just turned it right back.
Yeah, they might as well just give him the ball away. Back to them.
So the Tritons with an opportunity here. Looks like they're going to face the full court press here. Bailey in a little bit of trouble. And the official comes running over from the far side saying that he stepped out.
Yeah, and Coach Pilcher is looking for a timeout here.
Yep.
Might be drawing something else just to beat this press a little bit.
Yeah. So like you mentioned, Dennis Pilcher calls a full timeout for the Tritons. 11:42 remaining here in the second half. It's a 5-point lead for NIACC over the Tritons. We'll be right back here on the Triton Nation Network. After the timeout, Hardrick goes inside. Layup no good. Rebound by Hardrick, but is blocked. Bailey fighting for it, and they're going to have a jump ball.
And that possession is going to stay with the Trojans.
Yes, after all that, it's going to stay right to where we are about 10 seconds ago. Hamilton inbounds it to Kelly.
Lane was
Dean.
looking for that deep three, but decided to drive it, and they're going to call that one on the ground.
And he's not too pleased with that call because he thought he had an and one there, but he didn't get it.
That's going to be Armstrong's third foul.
Hamilton fires for three, no good. Rebound by Dallas Bailey, who, as you mentioned earlier, has just been going to work underneath the glass today.
Yeah, he has to have double-digit rebounds at this point. He's been working really hard, and he's been rewarding himself by hitting threes like that.
Another three-pointer for Dallas Bailey. That gives him 15. It's a 2-point game, 67-65 with 11 minutes remaining.
And he's been helping to keep him in it. It's not only been him, it's been a team effort so far. Everybody's been contributing.
It's a bit of a wild shot there for Hardrick. Ended up hitting the bottom of the rim, but we have a foul call afterward. A lot going on right underneath the basket there.
Yeah, and eventually it ended up just being a foul.
Foul's going to be on Jaden Kephart. That's his first. Christian Kelly will head to the line. First free throw is short for Christian Kelly. One for two at the line there for Christian Kelly. Makes it a 3-point game. Inbound it. Kephart over to Armstrong. Here's Jenkins. Jenkins finds Armstrong, and they're going to call him for a travel.
Yeah, he shoved his feet there and then didn't have a pivot foot to lean on, so got called for the travel there.
Kendrick Foster is going to check into the game. Armstrong will head to the bench. Dean looking, finds Hamilton. Hardrick goes inside. Shot no good. Rebound by Hardrick. Still no good. Tip in, no good.
Still no good. And just
my goodness.
And a crazy tip in is what it took.
That one was just hanging up above that rim for what felt like an eternity, but eventually went in. It's back to a 5-point lead for NIACC. Foster with a nice move. Looked to have been blocked there by Sampson. Nice strip by Foster there against Hardrick. Didn't let that block phase him at all. Just came right back on D.
Yeah, knew he needed to come right back and just get a stop.
Three-pointer no good there for Cameron Jenkins. Long pass ahead to Hamilton. Fires for three. No good. And that hit the shot clock, so they're going to call that out of bounds.
Bryce Armstrong and Kate Kramer back in from Tritons.
Kane Kramer and Bryce Armstrong check back into the game for the Tritons. That pass is stolen away right underneath the bucket, and they're going to get a foul here on Kane Kramer. A foul is going to be on Royshawn Webb. That's his second. And Hamilton will head to the line to shoot free throws.
Yeah, Tritons have been fouling a little bit more frequently in the second half. They're already almost in the bonus. 6 fouls for them so far.
Yeah, I know that foul didn't really go over well with everybody in here. I don't think very many people agreed with that call. 1 for 2 at the line. It's a 6-point game. Bailey going to work, finds Jenkins. Jenkins looking. Bounce pass to Armstrong. Back to Bailey, back to Armstrong. Pull-up jumper, no good. Here comes Kyle Lang. Drives inside. Gets that one to go off the glass and in. That was a nice move there, going up against the bigger defender.
Yeah, he didn't seem to get much separation, but found a way to still get it in.
More of that full court pressure here from NIACC. Jenkins, pull up. No good.
That one was a little long. He kind of leaned into that. He pushed his shot there.
Nice move there from Trey Sampson underneath. Gets that one to go.
And a couple buckets in a row that NIACC has had. So,
and now all of a sudden it's a 10-point game, 75-65. Armstrong
drives it in. They're going to call a block. He will be going to the line.
They're going to call that foul on Orrington Hamilton. That's his second.
First one is good.
And after that little bit of a run that NIACC put together, sometimes just going to the line, hitting a couple free throws, that's all you really need to stop that momentum.
Yeah, and switch the momentum, coming back, get it back your way, get a stop right here. That's what we're trying to do on this possession.
2 for 2 there for Bryce Armstrong. It's an 8-point game with just over 8 minutes left. Thought about the three-pointer, Hardrick did. Instead turns it over. Here comes Armstrong. Has it stripped by Lane. Almost stolen by Jenkins. Gets the... There was so much going on.
Yeah, Jenkins
so quickly there.
Yeah, Armstrong had it stripped from him on that. He tried to go for a Euro, and then Jenkins got the offensive rebound. Had 3 people he had to go up over. but still found a way to get a foul call.
First free throw is good. There for Cameron Jenkins. Two for two for Cameron Jenkins. He's going to check out. Going to be replaced by Aspen LaPointe. You know, 2 quick trips to the free throw line, get 4 points out of it, and it's back to a 6-point game.
Exactly. That's what you need to do if you're the Tritons. Just slow this game down because they were going. That back and forth tempo was not working for them for a stretch there in the game. It was.
Pass was almost stolen away, but Sampson recovers, misses a shot. Rebound by Harris, blocked by Dallas Bailey, but they're going to call a foul.
Ooh, that's a tough one right there if you're Dallas. That I believe he met him at the highest point, but rest will think otherwise.
Yeah, there was some visible reactions from players on the court, and Dennis Pilcher's not very happy about it either. But
his demeanor said it all.
Yeah, first free throw is good there for James Harris. Two for two for James Harris. Eight-point game. Once again, NIACC over Iowa Central. Tritons got to figure something out after that unfortunate call there.
And it's going to be that 3 from Armstrong. Yep. He's been having himself a pretty decent game so far. 12 points for him.
5-point game now after the made 3-pointer there from Bryce Armstrong. Just the response they needed. Just like you said there, Rico. Harris going inside.
That one stripped right there by Aspen LaPointe.
Yeah, looked a little awkward there, but a turnover is a turnover. That pass is stripped by Harris. Harris is going to draw the charge.
That was great. That was a great effort from him right there to get back to that play after losing the ball. Didn't give up on it. Got the charge. Got another foul call, and that'll put him just closer to the bonus.
Yeah, that was well done by LaPointe there because he had just that split second to get ahead of him while Harris was, trying to control the ball. That gave him just enough time to set the charge. Kramer looking, finds Webb. Webb goes inside. That was not a shooting foul.
They're going to call that one on the ground.
They're going to call that foul on Christian Kelly. That's his first. Tritons will inbound here with a full shot clock.
That was Bailey guy right underneath the rim.
And another foul call.
That one's going to be a shooting foul.
Yeah.
You're going to see Dallas Bailey go to the line. And now both teams are in the bonus, 7 fouls each. So
shooting free throws the rest of the way here. First free throw rolls around the rim. Since not falling there for Bailey. Those are the ones that just hurt.
They do, but at the same time, the next one, you feel like the next one's going to go in because it was that close.
Yep. And right on cue, nails the second free throw. So.
And it looks like Cameron Jenkins checked back into the game for Bryce Armstrong.
4-point game now. Matthews inside. Shot no good. Rebound. Ends up in the hands of Kelly. Kelly looking. Finds Harris. Harris. Pull-up jumper. Short. Rebound. Loose. Ends up in the hands of LaPointe. LaPointe looking. Finds Kramer. Over to Webb. Webb looking. Kramer for 3.
That one
no good.
Right in and out.
5.5 minutes remaining here in the second half. It's a 4-point game. NIACC leads 77-73 over Iowa Central.
And Iowa Central is looking to stay right in it to possibly get this upset.
Going to have a foul call here. That foul is going to be on Royshawn Webb. That's his third. And Hardrick will head to the line, shoot free throws. First free throw is no good there for Quentin Hardrick. Jaden Kephart checks in, replaces Kane Kramer. Oh for 2 at the line.
And that's what you want to see if you're the Tritons. Just keep. Don't know. What about that? All right. It looks like they're gonna call a block right there.
No, it's really not going to matter anyway because we're in the bonus. They're going to be shooting free throws regardless. So
I was gonna say earlier for the Tritons, just if you can get to the free throw line as much as possible, and avoid letting NIACC just rack up points on the line and expand this game. That would be key.
free throw is no good there for Webb. So not able to take advantage of the 1-and-1. Matthews finds Hardrick, fires for 3, and that is good.
Hardrick has been hitting today. That makes 24 points for the game for him.
80-73 now. Jenkins in and out, no good. Now here come the Trojans. Nice pass to Kelly, and they're going to get the bucket and the foul.
Yeah, that's a foul. That's a foul you don't need if you're trying. You just that's one of those plays you just let it go.
That's going to be the second foul on Kephart, and Iowa Central calls a full timeout. 4:37 remaining. NIACC leads 82-73 over Iowa Central. We'll be back for the finish here on the Triton Nation Network. After the timeout, Christian Kelly will head to the free throw line. Free throw is good, and it's a 10-point game. Bryce Armstrong will check in to replace Aspen LaPointe. And now the Tritons, just under 5 minutes left. You got a double-digit deficit here, so now you're going to have to put a little bit of work in if you want to win this game.
Yeah, they've been working very hard so far this game. And that has
rolled
right around and just couldn't go in. But as we were saying earlier, if you're trying to shoot, you do have to work harder. And they've been working hard so far throughout this game. You just got to find that extra effort, go 110%, try to get those stops you need on the defensive end.
First free throw is no good there for Armstrong. And you can just see the disgust in his body language after he missed that free throw.
Finds a way to get. He does get the second one to go, so that's still crucial in cutting down this lead.
9-point game now, under 4.5 remaining. Matthews finds Harris. Hardrick. Nice move Nice pass to Christian Kelly.
Yeah, that was a great play right there. Dallas Bailey left his man, so that was a nice find right there for the layup.
Webb gets his own rebound, not able to get it to go, and good old Cameron Jenkins cleaning up underneath.
Yeah, he's been really reliable. Just seems to be everywhere right now throughout this game. Double screen at the top of the key.
Three-pointer no good there for Harris. Rebound by Kephart. 9-point games, 3.5 remaining, so can't really afford to waste any time here if you're the Tritons. Have a foul call. Looks like it's going to be on Harris.
And that's going to be, we're in double bonus now, so that's going to be 2 free throws.
That's going to be the 4th foul on Harris, and I quote Trojan head coach Mark Moll, "Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?" Again, we can hear it clear as day from up here.
Yeah, he is not a happy camper.
No.
He thought that was going to be a charge for sure.
Two for two there for Dallas Bailey.
And that's going to give him 18 for the game.
$85-78. NIACC over Iowa Central. Just over 3 minutes remaining. Hardrick fires for 3. Short. Rebound by Harris. Nice move. Gets the layup.
And those are that's what you can't have if you're Iowa Central. Those second chance points. Those are crucial in the game, especially in these late stages.
Armstrong looking. Trying to find somewhere to go. Pull-up jumper. No good.
And it looks like they're just going to hold it right now to just get a good shot.
Yeah, milk the clock a little bit here. Doing the exact opposite as we saw from the women's game.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
See how Hardrick just kind of stood over there in front of the bench for a few seconds. Shot no good from Hardrick. Now here comes Jenkins.
Now they're going to look to push the pace here. You're down almost double digits. You need to get some quick buckets.
Cross-court pass to Armstrong. Kephart. Back to Armstrong. Fires for 3. No good. And now, like you mentioned, under 2 minutes left. Trojans just going to take their sweet time.
Yeah, and if I were the Tritons here, I would start to pressure up a little bit.
Here's Lane. Fires for 3. No good. Rebound. Eventually corralled in by Quentin Hardrick. And this is exactly what the Tritons did not need. As NIACC just continues to milk the clock for everything it's worth, and I don't blame them. Harris. Kelly buries that jumper.
And that's going to make the score 89-78, 11-point game.
Yeah, now you got to go. You got to go full speed to get ahead here if you're the Tritons. Jenkins.
Foul, and he gets the bucket. Perfect situation that you could have right there.
Cameron Jenkins gets the bucket and the foul. It's going to head to the line. Kane Kramer will check into the game, replacing Armstrong. Looks like Kendrick Foster is going to check into the game here momentarily. But first, we have a full timeout called by Coach Dennis Pilcher. 58 seconds remaining. It's a 9-point lead for NIACC. Still a little slimmer of hope.
Yeah, you definitely have enough. Time. Get a turnover. You get a turnover here. Get a quick bucket, and you're right into this game.
All right, so we'll see what ends up happening here in this last minute. But this has been a great game.
It has been a great game. But on Tritons aspect, they've had four players in double digits so far, and it's just been it's been a great game plan. It's just that there's just something. There's some elements they couldn't have planned for, like Quentin Hardrick hitting as many threes as he did today. You wouldn't that they game plan perfectly around him. But.
Yeah, but it's been great performances from players on both sides today. Before I mentioned Hardrick, he's got 24. Cameron Jenkins has got 21. Dallas Bailey's got 18. You have a lot of people playing really good games today.
Yeah, it's just who's had the better game so far. Yeah. Just not, and that's why NIACC's on top right now.
It's just they've made those few extra plays that's allowed them to have a 9-point lead. Jenkins misses the free throw, and they're going to foul.
Yeah, they're gonna look to foul right away, especially if they can get it to somebody who's not as capable of a free throw shooter.
Foul's going to be on Royshawn Webb. That's his 4th. They fouled Wendell Matthews, and he's going to head to the line to shoot 2. First free throw is good for Wendell Matthews. Aspen LaPointe checks in, as well as Bryce Armstrong. Second free throw is short, but rebound is stolen away by Hardrick. Now they're going to milk the clock.
Yeah, and they're going to need the pressure right here for the Tritons.
And LaPointe fouls Hardrick. That's his first. And now Hardrick will go to the line and shoot free throws. Considering how well he's been shooting today, this is about the last person that the Tritons want on the free throw line.
We'll see here. And he gets that first one to go, so like you said earlier, that's the last person you want on the line.
2 for 2 there for Quentin Hardrick. It's a 12-point game. Gotta hustle. Webb just goes right in. Gets the bucket. I think the NIACC kind of let that happen.
Yeah, I don't think they just didn't want to get an and one again. So.
Yeah.
Now you're still it's still a 10-point game for them. They still have some breathing room if you're NIACC.
Yeah, 40 seconds left. It's 92-82 in favor of NIACC. I mean, when you're down double digits with 40 seconds left, you don't really have a lot of you don't really have a lot of plans for that.
Yeah, just you got to pressure up, and then just hope that they miss free throws because you're gonna have to foul at this point.
Yeah, make this game go as long as possible. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's LaPointe, who, out of the group of people who are on the floor, he's the only one with less than 3 fouls. So
exactly, and you have Royshawn Webb who has 4 fouls. You got Dallas who has 3 fouls, and you also have Armstrong who has 3 fouls. So just not a great foul situation you have going on here. It looks like they're going to call a timeout.
Yeah, Christian Kelly was looking for a place to inbound, didn't see anywhere to go. So now NIACC calls the timeout. We're still sitting at 40 seconds. So you're just trying to fake. It's a little chess match right now. But obviously NIACC's got a huge advantage here, and they kind of have the Tritons backed up into a corner. You don't really have a lot of options when you're down by 10.
Exactly, and the Tritons only have 1 timeout left for the game, so they don't want to waste it, especially if they end up getting like a good bucket or something like that.
And coming out on the floor for the Tritons, LaPointe, Jenkins, Bailey, Webb, and Armstrong. Looks to be the same group coming out on the floor for the Trojans as well. 40 seconds remaining. It's a 10-point lead for NIACC.
And it looks like they're going to foul immediately.
Yep. They're going to get Dallas Bailey for the foul. That's going to be his fourth.
Yeah, Wendell Matthews is going to be the one on the line.
And the last time he was at the free throw line, 2 for 2.
I know he's going to be looking to repeat that there. Get that percentage up.
A little bit of a shooter's bounce there on the first free throw for Wendell Matthews. Two for 2 for Wendell Matthews, back to a 12-point game. Webb coming quickly here. Almost a repeat of last time, but this time he missed. Ball's loose.
And that one's going to go to the Trojans as that kicks off with Jenkins' foot.
30.2 seconds remaining. It's still a 12-point game. This realistically seems like NIACC's got this one wrapped up pretty nicely. Long pass here. And they're going to have a foul. Webb's going to foul Hardrick, and he'll go to the line. That's going to be it for Royshawn Webb.
Royshawn Webb is his fifth. Kane Kramer in the Triton lineup.
So Royshawn Webb fouls out. It's going to be replaced by Kramer.
He ended the game with about 12 points, so, and he was a big contributor for them.
First free throw is good there for Quentin Hardrick. Second free throw, no good. 13-point game. Here comes Armstrong. Coming very quickly. Layup no good. Trojans get the rebound. Looks like that's going to do it. So just like in the women's game, NIACC had quite the scare going for about 3.5 quarters here against the Tritons, but they're able to execute late and are going to walk out of here with a double-digit win. 95-82 over the Tritons.
Yeah, like you said, it was three quarters of this game. It was really good basketball. Tritons didn't, and not so much in the men's game. Not so much they didn't. It wasn't them playing bad towards the end of stretch. It was just more or less shots weren't falling.
Yeah.
NIACC shots weren't falling. Nothing you can do about that. And then you just go on to live and play another game.
So Iowa Central takes losses in both games tied against NIACC. Not for lack of effort against really good teams from NIACC. But that's going to do it for us here tonight. Our next broadcast will be on Saturday. It's just going to be the men's game. They have a game against Simpson JV. It's going to be Saturday afternoon. Game starts at 1 o'clock. Until then, I'm Randy Nielsen.
And I'm Mariko Holland.
Thank you for tuning in to the Triton Nation Network.